Welcome back to Flipped Out, friends, family, and fans. Today we're going to be discussing Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, and a lot of the trouble that she's managed to get herself into regarding her comments at white dudes, white critics, and the racism and sexism that surrounds this whole subject. So, don't know Honkeys, be watching my video, and if you do, please remember to like and subscribe. Please hit that notification bell and comment down below so we'll know what you're flipped out about. Let's get started. So, Brie Larson is not what I would call a true feminist. If I was a feminist, I would not include her in the club, so to speak. The definition of feminism is as follows: the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. That doesn't seem to fit her. Equality isn't exactly the way I would describe her attitude. Having an attitude of equality isn't what I would describe her actions as of lately, considering all of her quotes in the press and what she's been saying. She comes off conceited, and she's virtue signaling, she's condescending, and these are not qualities that a real good person, expresses. Anyway, she's been requesting that white males not be present at her press junkets, and I think that's racist and sexist. White and male. Now, it's one thing to look at it like, well, she'd rather have more minorities there, and hey, that's cool. If you want to ask, hey, I'd like to have more African American women and some Asian women and men, I'd like to have them, be a part of this, a bigger part of this. That's one way to put it. I would put it that way. That's having class. But trying to exclude a group based on skin color or culture even, it's just wrong. So not many people apparently have been interested in being in those press junkets. Hey, look at YouTube, for example. Going back to her comment about critics, she said, I don't really care what a bunch of 40-year-old white dudes think of A Wrinkle in Time. This movie is not for them. Please excuse my paraphrasing, but that's the gist of what she said. Well, these critics that are white dudes, yeah, they worked hard and they earned their degrees and they got to the point where that's what they were doing. And so based on their qualifications, that's what's going on. It's just who's there. There's no racism that I can see. However, if you exclude them just to include someone who is underqualified but is of the right skin tone, that is also racism and sexism, if you have to include it being a male. Look, I have two daughters. One's in college, a very liberal college actually, and the other one lives with me. She's in middle school, soon to be in high school. I'm doing my damnedest to raise them properly, and I will not have them believe that they are lesser human beings for having been female. By no choice in the matter, of course. But I would also have them believe that because someone is black or green or gray or brown or male or female, they are also no lesser because of those qualities, because of those aspects of them being. I mean, there's nothing you can change about that stuff. So, I don't know what it is about her quote about 40-year-old white dudes and them watching Wrinkle in Time and having an opinion about it. Because they're 40, because they're white, I'm not sure what you would call like a prejudice over age, ageism. I don't even know the term. The point is being 40 or male in regards to her movie. Apparently she thinks it has a lot to do with the way they critique her movie. I suppose she thinks that they're critiquing the woman, the fact that she's female, or the color of someone's skin, but they're not. No, you can judge a movie on its merits. You can judge a movie on its character development. You can even judge a movie based on the types of outfits they put people in that movie. The score, the soundtrack. So many other facets of a movie can be judged. And Brie, wake up, honey. You know, you can't go around preaching inclusivity while practicing exclusivity. It's just not possible. You are being looked at like honey, you are being looked at like you need to go back to school. I don't know. I don't think you get it. Anyway, Brie, you really shouldn't be preaching that white people, men or women, should or should not be in a single profession. What you should be doing instead, what someone with class would do, would try to encourage people of color or people of different cultures or ethnic backgrounds, however you want to put it. You should say, hey guys, why don't you look at this profession? Look how you can get into this profession. That's called inclusivity. Hey, join us here. We like this, we like you, and why don't we all do this together? Not exclusivity. Hey, I don't want this race in my thing. I don't want this race near me. I don't want this race doing that. That is racism. Surely you know that. Anyway, that's, you know, it's like me saying, too many Muslims are terrorists. You know, we need a whole bunch more white Christian terrorists, or hey, we need a whole bunch of more white Muslim terrorists. And, you know, we need them eating at Chinese restaurants that are not owned by Chinese. No, we need them to be owned by Indians. Chinese restaurants owned by Indians. That makes no sense. You see? I'm not sure you do see, but it's really basic. You just can't go around preaching inclusivity while practicing exclusivity. Okay, so I want to go over the Higher, Further, Faster trailer. Brie Larson comes off like Superman, and that's fine. Superman is incredible. I've always loved Superman. I'm wearing a Superman shirt, as a matter of fact. Well, she's no Superman. On camera, off camera, it doesn't matter. Off camera, Christopher Reeves was a hell of a man who gave to charities and just, you know, a good-hearted person. And so moving on, in the trailer, she comes out, she's like, higher, further, faster, baby. And honestly, it comes off weak. It's very weak. It's not pumping my adrenaline, that's for sure, because shortly thereafter, they're like, let's show these boys how it's done. Insinuating that the boys don't know how to do it, apparently. And that they command respect, they demand it. And honestly, that's not the way you treat your peers. And, you know, I've been to flight school, and I'll tell you right now, that attitude doesn't fly, period. You absolutely are up there together to work together in any and every situation. You know, Tom Cruise, I mean, making Top Gun, he had it right. And Iceman saying, I'll be your wingman anytime. So, well, Iceman didn't say that, but you know, you get the point. You work together up there. So, there was that. Carol Manvers, Carl, whatever you want to call her. She falls down a lot. I'm not sure what they're trying to say about her. I guess that she's going to rise up and rise above everyone. This seems like it's sending a message of equality, right? No. It's sending a message of, I'm going to rise up and be bigger and better and stronger and faster than everybody else, because I'm going to be the Superwoman. Carl Manvers, the captain of the Marvels. And I'm not quite sure that that's the message you really should be sending. It's just a poor example. I mean, thing is I want to like this movie. I want to take my daughters to this movie, my son as well. But I can't bring myself to do it. I mean, I'm probably gonna buy a ticket to I don't know, some shit movie, and then I'll sneak in. I'll even film it for you, but that's so I can report on it, because I am mildly interested to see how they end up making everybody believe that equality means that, you know, women should be above everybody else. That, well, at the very least, that white dudes should definitely be at the bottom. And again, that's a sexist and racist statement. I don't actually feel that way, but I feel that's the message this thing is sending. I want to like this movie, but I'm having so much trouble liking it. I feel like they should know better. This movie is, and Brie Larson, is sending a condescending message, and it's a poor example of how a superhero should be, and an even more poor example of how a person should treat their peers. So, anyway, thanks very much for checking this out today. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please check notification bells and comment below so we'll know what you're flipped out about.